some of the world's best players.
They have to adapt.
Adapt exactly how they hit the golf ball. As we take one last look at this one.
I'll play.
Practice tee. That one certainly will play. Just 9 on the board for that one. So he's on the practice facility. We are going to head out to the golf course now, guys, and check in with the 15th hole. How before Aaron, what can we expect here?
Well, the 15th hole is going to play right dead back into the wind, this easterly wind. And after 14, you've probably gotten beaten up a little bit by 14. Well, this is no picnic either. They added 22 yards to this hole. You got to steep it out to the right. The nice thing about Pete Dye is he gives you areas to miss the ball. And it says, like, miss it here, man. And on that, it's on the right-hand side. You don't want to have anything to do with that waist area. You have the left-hand side. The green's kind of angled and smaller. One thing that I love about this golf course is the varying green sizes. You have really big greens and you have really small, tiny greens targets, and I love that about this design. This is a kind of medium to smallish green, and with that wind pumping into you, pretty flat like the rest of the greens here. With that wind pumping in here, it's going to be a brute of a hole.
Well, and you saw how steep that runoff area was there. It was shown by the red arrows being on the front of that green. And here is Colin Morikawa getting some work in from that waist area that we don't want to see him get, but get all the bases covered in a preparation round.
Yeah, without question, especially as Aaron mentioned earlier, it's a golf course. We know we're going to see a lot of players miss the greens. There's going to be a lot of scrambling. And for Colin Morikawa, who's #1 in strokes gained approach this season, he could be faced with not only having to get up and down, but really relying on the club that's in his hand right now. And it's not been a weapon for him, to say the least. He's 186th in strokes gained on the greens this year. Funny, he was asked about it in the press room, and he said, I'm 180-something, which isn't really good for anyone, let alone one of the best players in the world. But, when it is going well for him, he not only plays well or scores well, he excels. Check out this. These are the best strokes gained tournaments of his career. PGA Championship, Workday, win. WGC, win. Charles Schwab, lost in a playoff. So it doesn't take much to get Colin Morikawa to really tip the scales in his favor when he gets the putter going. And you can see, Aaron, the numbers aren't great. I mean, he's got a relatively young career. That +8, obviously, was amazing at PGA. But even still, we're talking 1 or 2 strokes on the field, and all of a sudden he's in contention. Because of the strength, of course, of his ball striking.
Yeah, 100%. It reminds me of a guy that we've talked about for years in the same regard. It's Hideki Matsuyama.
Yeah.
If Hideki just got it level, gets zeroed out in strokes gained putting, he'd win 2 or 3 times a year potentially. And that could be the case with Colin Morikawa. In fact, he's such a good